I'm gonna start this video with an alibi. You're gonna, if you guys have been following me, you guys are starting to notice a pattern of me starting with alibis these days. Um, Now, but this is a different kind of alibi. This is more of a shout out, really. Uh, a punk with toys is the one that got me to brave up and you know start doing this vid because for a while I was a little mad at this toy because of my initial take, and it was just so I was just so mad that I didn't want to see you guys see me this mad. Um, so in this video, not I was I don't have the same energy of being mad as the initial vid, but instead of anger, you still feel sounds of more of disappointment instead. So next Mezco I have, if it's mad, then it's mad, and I'm just gonna let it go. But because it's my initial honest feeling about something when I first get it, so I'll go with that. I like to think of myself as a positive person. It's just hard for me to let people see that side of me, and yeah, I wanted to make sure that I bring joy to this world, and not the opposite. But in this case, truth is probably better than joy, especially since money is at stake. So on to the video, folks. Greetings, folks, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Coco Smooth, the Casual Collector. And in this segment of 1/12 scale military action figures takes, I am showcasing Mezco 112 G.I. Joe Cobra Firefly. Now, you're probably wondering, hey, how come he is not in the box? I tried to do this video a month ago. My initial reaction while I was doing it, and man, this video would have been an hour, was just me frustrated the whole time, to the point where when I was watching the video, I was like, dude, I I think I better relax, because I was just starting to sound really, really mad. It's I like to think that when it comes to certain things, there's joy. That I do it with joy, and I'm like, man, this definitely not a joy. There was no joy when I was. Well, I would say there was no joy, but the joy was definitely in a steep decline. Uh, while I was trying to put this thing together. Um, so I'm doing it now. Uh, Firefly is a great looking thing, as you can see. He looks spectacular, and that's why I was sold on him. He's just really, really cool. Accessories and everything are what's up. Detail, these are all cool. I struggled trying to figure out which things went where, and I finally figured out. But my problem with Firefly is, as you can see right now, especially with the backpack on, it's just so top heavy. It was just starting to annoy me as I was trying to. Not only that, when I was even trying to put the backpack together, these things are kind of sometimes fall out, right? So be careful. You might lose parts. There's a lot of moving parts for his drones, especially for here. But the concepts are actually kind of cool. Just the execution of it, was a little bit on the, I don't know. I don't know the right word to describe it, but I think I think it could have been better. But I respect the engineering and the effort, the effort, right? The concept. Yeah, hang on, let me, so you guys could kind of see what's going on with this. Yeah, he has his cool little drone, and here's the backpack for it. Uh, it kind of helps that it's when the weight is off of him, but the problem is you're gonna have to make him crouch and do some. You look like you're about to take a dump, trying to get him to stay standing, And I was like, this is not. I don't know. That's the part where I was like, I don't think overall it kind of, unless they did something with and that's the problem. One of my, which leads to the next gripe of mine. I think that the ankles could have probably been done better, so as to not, so that it could have assisted with the top heaviness or back heaviness of this fig. You know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, it was just very. Okay, I think I got this wrong. Let me. You got. It's like a little bit of a puzzle. I think the hook's supposed to be here. That would be my guess. The to you know, and yeah, sometimes this thing pops out loose, like I showed you. I know I struggled to get it out, but see, that's tough. This, this is one of the reasons I was frustrated, man. I was just, I was starting to lose it. I was like, gosh, damn it, gosh, dang it, right? Yeah, I was able to, like, after I put it in, I was like, I'm never touching these drones again. Yeah, see, it just, like, I don't know how to get it to stay. Maybe I'm just, again, this is just one of those things, just like, dude, yeah, frustration city, you know what I mean? Just, yeah, let me adjust the camera so you guys can kind of sense my level of frustration as I try to do this. You know what I mean? I should have never took it out, but for the purposes of this video, I need to show you all my frustration. You know what I mean? It's just, uh, uh, I, I was thinking that maybe a magnet would have helped in this case. That would have been a clever thing to add so that the magnet would work with this and clamp it on. You know. So if there's anybody out there with magnets making scales, you know, hit your boy Coco up. You know what I'm saying? Because your boy Coco definitely need it. Oh man, yeah. So I don't know. Already starting off on the the frustration level path, and this is just me working on the backpack. Yeah, guys, between the ankles and this backpack, it just definitely put me in a state of like, oh, why, how. I was in utter disbelief. uh, I don't know, maybe I'm putting it in wrong, but yeah, just, you see what I'm saying? I don't understand. I'm trying my level best to get this to line up, but it just won't. so that it will stay. Uh, I started to question whether I was putting it in the wrong way. Because it just won't stick. But yeah, well, y'all starting to see. I don't know, maybe just thinking that there's debris there that's keeping it. I don't know, a little bit of debris. Okay. Oh gosh, now that I got this to stay, this almost fell out. Jesus. Yeah. So yeah, there is the frustration I have with the backpack. It looks great, but man, it's just very. You might lose parts. So just yeah, yes. If you're a backpack person, um, yeah, there's a good chance. Yeah, yeah. And the hand thing, the I could not think of a weapon, the alternate supporting hand for this to make it look sexy. Um, so I had to go with this hand. I might have to try to. Well, you know, when I open this, and we'll try the one of the alternate hands and see what's up. See if we can do it. But yeah, I'm just like, this is not a very good looking pose per se. But the weapon, you know, yeah, comes with like too many gosh dang weapons. I'm not complaining, but he does come with a lot, right? Uh, knife, knife, and knife. Yeah, but it has a tendency to fall out, so I put some tacky tack thing to keep it there, putty. You know what I mean? Yeah, he looks like a great figure. I'll give it that. But man, like the ankle rockers is just horrendous. It just doesn't have that wide good enough of a range for me to like. The side to side's good, well, acceptable. It's the front to back. It's a little bit more. It's harder to support his certain stances. You know what I mean? So it's very limiting. Um, yeah. All right. Let's look at his accessories so you can see all of it. Uh, yeah, it was just so much stuff that it comes very tight in the doggone package. That's also when I first started. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is so. Will stuff ever come? Will he even come out of his package? Because it's just such a tight squeeze. Yeah. Pain. All right. Yeah, and of course he comes with the standard stuff that he comes with. He comes with a lot. Um, so you definitely feel like you're getting your money's worth with at least the gear, but the execution, yeah. Well, the standard stand and the bag. Um, the what I'm about to showcase next is but I gotta be careful because they're like, the tray will fly, things will fly out. Uh, the blast effects, and I'm not exactly sure. I think these were the side, um, the things on his side, which I had to take off in order for me to put the belt and the his leg stuff on. I didn't know that initially. I was like, where the hell's the holes for these things? And it turns out you have to pull these out. Yeah. So it was taking me a while to figure that out. To figure that out. Um, Eventually I did. And he just comes with a chock full of stuff, detonator, grenades, other belt parts. Um, I imagine, yeah, scopes and things to attach to his belt slash bandolier. But yeah, I don't imagine me messing with these grenade, him holding grenades and stuff. It just, yeah. So if you're into that kind of thing, cool. Just, you know, to me, it's like a lot of clutterish. But yeah, different things that you can hang onto his belt, and you can tell because of the hooks. The problem is where exactly would you be putting them with all the stuff that our boy already got. You know what I'm saying? Just it just doesn't make sense to put any more stuff. He just got too gosh dang many stuff, and the problem is him trying to keep it on with the stuff he already got. So. But yeah, you got a detonator and a bunch. What I think would be his detonator remote control for his drones, right? So uh, his iPad, kind of cool. But yeah, just parts that I mean, I guess it's cool for those who really do enjoy uh, playing with all of that stuff. But yeah, that's and of course the effects for his drones. So you got his dynamites and explosives. Kind of cool. But yeah, if you guys want to see the blast effects, sure. It does fit. Kind of tight fit with the suppressor. All right, here we go. Putting it on there. And then this is where it might get a little wild. He's got the three different heads. Um, they're very similar enough that it can be a little bit hard to tell. Like varying degrees of openness in eyes with the people's eyebrow. So, yeah, but it's literally just the eyes, the paint. You see, it's just yeah, three different heads. I decided to go with just the right level of stoicness on his for a head. You know what I mean? Just the so to compare. This is the part where he's got a little bit of a squint, I imagine, but the squint isn't like you see what I'm saying? Like a little bit of a squint. So it's like negligible. And then there's I giving you the hard right eye stare with the people's eyebrow. so, so yeah, just kind of yeah. I decided to go with plain look eyes. You know, that to me makes the most sense. And of course, he comes with a gazillion hands, and yeah, about those hands. Okay, gotta be careful because yeah, just gonna fall all over the place. Um, he's got get out of the way, Steel Brigade. Um, these hands, but they don't look like they're for holding the weapon. You know, the weapon quite like this, the cupping of stuff. You know, I was hoping there was something like this with that, and I don't think that this is the hand for that. Just too much finger, you know what I mean, expression on that, you know. And then look at all these hands, and none of them for some as simple as that, you know. Then his other trigger hand, which would probably be the one that makes the most sense. Just you know, in when all is said and done, I think I'm gonna switch it out so you can see. And then there's just the gripping hands, both no trigger but regular grip hands, right? Yeah. This was the closest thing to a cupping hand that I got, so that's why I have it there. Of course, straight fist, closed hand, no putting anything in there, hands. And I'm not sure what these are. Let me look. More gripping hands, but I think for bigger things. I gotta admit that these are not nearly as flexible and gummy like roadblocks and snake eyes. These are a little bit more on the stiff side. Uh, but I imagine that it's nothing that that a heat gun couldn't soften up for a little bit, right? Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can find another tighter. Yeah, this is the tighter grip stuff, and I don't. The thing is, he doesn't have a lot of hand, so other than the knives. So I imagine that's what it would be more for, right? All right, so let's try the grip of the bigger open grip on this, and maybe it'll look sexy. Uh, maybe it's but to find out. The reason why I struggle with this is because I'm worried that since this weapon isn't exactly uh, made out of the same kind of rubber as Joe ones. I don't know if it'll break or bend differently with the level of pressure um, that these hands have for this. You know what I mean? And see, right now you're going to see me kind of struggle putting the grip for this to give it that more accurate pose, right? Like versus the yeah, it's tough. A little bit of elbow grease, I imagine it'll finally work. But yeah, one of my biggest apprehensions is okay, now that it's open like this, will the weapon warp from the pressure of thing? And I don't know because it's I guess it's a little tougher, more tough. I guess closer to in this case, I think it might be just as tough as the Valaverse stuff. But you know, I didn't have that same confident feeling about Roblox machine gun. It looked kind of suspect as far as the feel and quality. So I was just like, okay, maybe attributed the same thing with this, but it looks like this might be solid enough. And yeah, it looks like it actually works better now, you know, versus that cupping motion thing, you know what I mean, that I had earlier. But yeah, um, so yeah, I'm able to finally get him to do the sexy sniper stuff, close to the sexy sniper uh, stuff. Um, yeah, yeah. It just when I was first doing it, just the manipulation portion of stuff, it was just very frustrating, and him just kept falling back. I was like, this effing thing, and I was trying not hard not to swear, but dude, it just started. I just, you know what I mean? It just started to come out. I was like, oh, I don't want to bleep all of that. Jeez. But yeah, look, it's just here's a problem. Just all that the top heaviness, it becomes a issue, and it doesn't help when when you're trying to get the ankles to help, and they just don't. Usually the ankles is what helps this thing to stay up, but in this case, it wasn't doing me too many favors. So I was like, man, it's very limiting, and because of how top heavy he is, you just can fall back. And if it becomes it might be more of an issue for most than for some, you know, especially if you're paying $112 for something like this. You know what I mean? It's a lot to ask for a toy that continuously falls back. And I was thinking to myself, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just being, you know, just being a rookie with this, and the frustrations was just coming out, you know. Uh, but it is, you know, my frustrations are legitimate, at least initially. So at some point, I may have to approach the hobby differently, as far as videos are concerned. Like the initial reaction, and then the after enough time of messing with it, how do I feel about it now? You know, with stuff like some things I was initially very happy with, and then find out after enough time things started to not be as cool. And then there are times where it's the opposite, where like, gosh damn it, this thing is just starting to just doesn't work or whatever. And then after a while, you're like, okay, I finally got it to work. In this case, my opinion still stands on this. It it might not be worth it for most people, especially if you're paying 100 plus for a fig, right? It's just, yeah, it's a lot to ask for something to stand up straight and not fall back and not fall apart. You know, especially since this is part of his gimmick. You know, his gimmick is his, at least modern day, his uh, backpack drone kind of thing going on. So yeah, if you're gonna emphasize that, then make it at least functional. You know, don't make this thing just for show. Please make it for go, um, because the show is, as you guys can see, he pops. This thing is freaking spectacular, and I needed him to be better than my uh classified one, because the classified one's um abdomen sucked, like to the point where I was just like, gosh dang, how did they mess up like the perfect the character? They just, I don't know. I hope that when they do the retro carded Firefly, they for classified, they address the doggone bad abdomen, because nothing's more frustrating than thinking that you'll be able to do awesome things with something, and you can't, you know. And I felt bad because I was taking out that level of, you know, all of that frustration on this too, thinking, come on, you're the chosen one. You're supposed to be the fig that 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 to be my quintessential Firefly. And man, while you look it, you don't play it. That's where the frustration is, you know. Um, uh, and yeah, but now I'm feeling a little bit better, especially with the grip on this weapon. But we'll see what happens to the weapon, because there's a lot of tension on this thing. You know what I mean? Either the hands are gotta give at some point, or this. You know what I mean? The weapon, one of the two, because there's a lot of pressure being applied, even with a bigger grip on this weapon. You know what I mean? It's still tight, and I'm hoping that like a Valaverse weapon, it's tough like that. You know, the quality of that is like the rubber weapons, cool, whatevs. It starts to warp after a while, and then you just use a heat gun to, you know, straighten it out. But I don't think there's any straightening of this thing out with a heat gun, because it's made out of a more rigid thing. So I don't know, you know. There might be stress marks and stuff after a while, depending on how much, you know, the pressure and stuff. But yeah, but overall, this is a very good fig as far as the look. You know, he looks the part. He looks the gosh dang part. You know, I just needed him to not keep falling, you know, falling down. You know, so. And it's crazy because I just picked him up from one spot and put him in another, and then he would, you know, he already started to fall, you know, sometimes. In this case, he looks like he's stabilized and he's not fallen too much, you know. Um, yeah, I know, you know, the Mezco videos tend to be longer than most, uh, because of all the, oh, see, the details involved with with and you know, stuff that comes with it. But I'm just gonna let you know straight up that, you know, there's other videos out there showing, you know, the drone display and stuff. But man, yeah, I just not into to all that. I'm more into just the figure being, you know, like this and doing what it's supposed to do. But yeah, just I don't know. Let me know if you guys experience problems with the top heaviness or back heaviness, and the similar backpack issues when you guys, if and when you guys have your own uh, Firefly Mezco. So yeah. All right, folks. Well, this is all I got for this segment of 112 scale military action figures takes, the Firefly Mezco 112 um, edition. I am your host, Coco Smooth, the casual collector. And until the next video, folks, ciao.